Soul! I'm Sarah, and welcome back to Soul Sarah. Today we're going to be building our not-so-berry house. Full disclosure, I built this a little while ago, but we're going to walk through it in speed build, and then we'll jump into the game and I'll show you a little bit of how it looks. So let's just hop into the speed build. Okay, so I've got to be so real with you. I am not very good at building in The Sims. I'm a gameplay girly through and through. Most of the time I just grab a lot off the gallery and place it for my Sims to use. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little spicy, I'll renovate it a little bit. But building from scratch, not my forte. So I'm trying to place the floor plan of this house and kind of do the general shape. I don't think it's great. The back really has no interest to it at all. The front just has kind of one weird little bump out. But you know, it's not terrible for a first real build that I've done in a while, so we've gotta put up with it. Anyway, I do want to get better at building in The Sims. I think it's really cool, the things that people can make and the builds that they can do. I'm just not that person. And it's really unfortunate that I'm not that person. I also totally had to use a floor plan to figure out what I wanted to do with this build, a real life floor plan. So I was googling one bedroom, one bathroom floor plans in order to create this kind of starter home. It ends up being pretty small too, probably a little too small, but it is a starter home, and I did spend almost all my money on it. And that is partially because I'm a sucker for some good clutter, and we really didn't need that much clutter, but I thought it was fun to have. So you'll see later in the build, I kind of add things I definitely didn't need, but that's okay, it adds some interest. So now we're trying to pick a color for the outside. I go with this minty recolor of some paneling. It's cute, and I do end up using that minty paneling pretty much on the whole house, but putting it on the chimney, really not the move. I don't know why I thought it would be the move, but luckily I do figure out it's not the move, so you don't have to suffer with this entirely mint house for too long, I promise. I also really struggled with the roof line in this build, and there's some clipping, you can see it here. I really don't know how to fix that or what to do about it. So if you are better at roofing lines than me, can you give me some tips about how I make it so my roof doesn't clip violently, the porch is clipping through the main house? I don't know how to fix that. I'm no good at building in The Sims. But hopefully you will see me get better as I try to build houses for our not-so-very heirs, because I do really have the goal to try to build an all-color themed house for each heir in this challenge. So this is the first one. Hopefully by the 10th one I'm better at it. We'll see if it actually goes that way or not, though. I decided to use these recolored doors from the Parenthood pack, and I kind of realized at this point that the house was bigger than I wanted it to be, that I just mainly wanted that door on that wall, but I kind of decided not to shrink it until I had done the floor plan, because I was maybe once I get inside it'll be the perfect amount of space. This was also the point when I started adding these columns to the corner of the house. The color kind of came together for me, and that I also realized the chimney was not working. So I ended up going with a stone swatch instead. I use a stone swatch from Cottage Living in the end, and I think it works well. I tested out a few, but the Cottage Living was by far my favorite, and I think it kind of breaks up just the pure mint of the house in kind of a fun way. I also use recolors of the Seasons windows. These I think they're very cute. I really like them. I did struggle with where to put them and like where the floor plan was going to be. At this point, I thought the bathroom was going to be where the 3 little windows were, and so I was like trying to make like some bathroom appropriate windows there. I didn't want no windows on that side of the house, but like I was concerned about too many windows or too big of windows in the bathroom. I end up completely changing the windows a few times. It just like I couldn't get it right. It's not going to stay the way that it is now, so you'll just have to bear with me. Like here is where I decide I actually want the bathroom in that corner of the house. So then I have to move the windows around again. This was also the point that I was like, yeah, that bedroom is like big for what I'm thinking. We've got to shrink it. So I shrink everything down by like a fair amount, like a few tiles. And yeah, it's a really small house. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's going to be fun to like grow and to like maybe recreate a new house when we're ready to start having kids and our founder finds a spouse. I think it'll be fun. And I also, this lot is a little big to build this small of a house on. And I definitely thought about that several times throughout this build. But what I decided was to leave it because the Mint Gen does the scientist career, and they get all these like career rewards and unlocks from the Get to Work scientist career, and they're really large. Like there's this like microscope that's literally huge. Like I don't understand why it's so huge and we couldn't have a regular sized microscope, but it's ginormous. And so I was kind of thinking that like as she progresses in their career, it would be nice to give her kind of a shed where they can put the microscope, and like there's like a chemical analysis machine and just like lots of things that could go in kind of a like hobby room or something that's like detached from the house. So I didn't move it to a smaller lot. I'm not mad that it's on a bigger lot, but it does look kind of empty right now with just our starting funds. We've moved on to the kitchen. I ended up using a recolor of the like industrial kitchen set. I think it's actually really cute. I think it's kind of fun and modern. I don't usually love that kitchen set in like its normal like wood colors, but I think it was fun to use for this build, and it's kind of like unique and quirky, which is really what I was trying to go for. I realized that putting the kitchen in that bump out was a mistake. I just shouldn't have done it. But I really try to make it work because like in my head, that's where the kitchen would go. Like it's the perfect size for a kitchen. I just couldn't get it to work with the windows. So once again, here I am going through the windows instead of just like moving the kitchen. It's okay. Eventually I get there. You just have to trust the process. And that's what a lot of my building is, I think. Because I'm just not very good at it, and I don't do it often enough yet to know what looks good. So it's really a lot of me just trying things out and realizing they don't look good after trying to make them work. And it's a lot of extra work for me. But I do think in the end, we end up with something cute. So like I said, trust the process. Here I'm moving the kitchen to where it probably always should have been and replacing the windows. It is a little bit smaller in this area. Like I probably could have fit one more counter or so. But honestly, I think a smaller kitchen is good for this build. And I think that like if I had done an any larger kitchen, I would have been way lower on money. So I'm happy with the kitchen size. I think it's good. I start working on the dining room here. I know that like I didn't really decorate the kitchen at all. I'm kind of just trying to place down like the major pieces of furniture so that I have spent my money on those things, and like I don't have to worry about running out of money with like the bedroom half done or something. So I use this table from high school years. The chairs are actually also from high school years. I really wanted it to be this kind of like nook, so I tried to like put it in the corner, but then I was like, well, this feels really empty now. And also the two chairs in the corner just looked really sad. So I ended up with going with like the full 4-chair dining room setup, which I think is better. And I kind of like that it's in that little bump out. It feels like kind of a breakfast nook adjacent area. There's like the windows there. It's really sun filled. I think it's a nice touch. I then start working on the living room and placing down the major furniture there. I use a recolor of the Cozy Kitsch couch, and I also use this Cozy Kitsch poof recolor. I really wanted to use the new cushions from Little Simsy's comfy gamer kit. They didn't come in a mid swatch, but it's okay. I use so much from that kit later on in the build. I also just end up using like a plain high school years coffee table in the living room. There's tons of mint stuff in high school years, way more than I ever realized. Like right now I'm trying to place the bed, and I'm using high school years for that. So I've got this like high school years bed right now. It's not the bed I end up going with, mainly because I didn't think it fit our founder's vibe. Like our founder is kind of like quirky, cute, like I wanted the bedroom to reflect that, and I felt like that bed was just too serious, for lack of a better word. So I end up going with this like darker green high school years bed, but it has mint accents on it, so I think it still works. I think it looks cute, and I think it fits their vibe a little bit better than the one that I had initially. I did have some like mint recolors downloaded. I just didn't really like any of them for this build, so I didn't end up using them. I also put a cabinet there for now, but that does get moved out for a desk because I thought it was more important to have a desk and laptop. That means there's no dresser in this build. So I will have to use cheats to change my Sims clothes. But you know what? I'm comfortable with that. I'm okay with that. In the bathroom, I tried to make a shower tub combo work. It fit, it really did, because this is kind of a large bathroom. I just didn't like the way it looked. So I pulled it out and just went with a shower. I also find myself really frustrated by having shower tub combos in The Sims. I don't know if it's just me, but it drives me absolutely crazy that the second my sim is a little uncomfortable, they get in the bath. They take a bubble bath. Like, why would you do that? Like, a shower is so much quicker. Like, please just take the shower. So, shower is better for me in my personal gameplay. Also, like I said, this house is so small that there's like no way we are having children in it. And I don't even really foresee myself having a dog in it, maybe a cat. So I don't like see the need for a tub in this build right now as it is. We'll probably add one when we like renovate for the future, but for now the shower works, and it's going to cause me a lot less stress. So with all the major pieces of furniture placed, I just started doing the wallpaper and flooring because I wanted to make sure I also had enough money for that, because it would be really terrible if we were left with concrete walls and floors. So I end up using a recolor of the high school years tile in the bathroom and kitchen for both the floor and the walls. Those are high school years recolors. Which, like, actually, I think that high school year's floor comes in a very similar mint color without even being recolored, but that's okay. I like the recolor. It matches everything. I got all these recolors, by the way, from the Noodles Sorbet Tumblr blog. They're really great if you're looking for, like, CC that comes in not-so-berry colors. Great stuff. So here I'm kind of going back to the kitchen. I'm placing the upper cabinets now that I know I have the money for them. Placing the trash can, which was a necessity that I probably should have placed earlier. But that's okay. That's okay. We're all good. Uh, we got the trash can in the build. We didn't run out of money for it. So, you know. The cabinets that I end up using, I think they're just like base game recolor. I wanted to do with some like open concept cabinets. I had like a CC version of some open concept cabinets, but I struggle so much to fill them up with enough clutter, and especially in a limited budget build like this, it was just going to be way too hard to fill up appropriately. So I ended up not doing it. And, you know, I think the kind of just base game ones look good. They look great, in my opinion. At this point, I start trying to place down some decor and clutter to make things feel a little less empty. I honestly, my method for this is just to hit show everything in the decorations category and just like scroll through and see what appeals to me. I don't know if that's a good method, but I find things that I kind of forgot about doing it. And so, you know, like I had this recolor of the book coffee table like kind of piece from the Book Nook kit. And like I probably wouldn't have put that there if I hadn't just been scrolling through Show All. So yeah, it was kind of fun to like look through and see what recolors I had, and also like see what comes in mint in like the vanilla Sims 4. So it was kind of fun to place decor. And there isn't a lot of it because this is a limited budget build, and I did get down to like 400 total simoleons at the end of this build. But you know, I still think it turned out really cute. I've moved into curtains now. I cut out so much of me agonizing over curtains, like so much of it. Curtains were a pain for me, and I still don't like the curtains I chose for this like little singular window in the living room. I wanted them to match the curtains that I had put in the kitchen. So like I didn't want to use the same curtains I had used in like the bedroom or the ones that I used in the bathroom. But there wasn't like a version of the curtain that was like skinny enough to fit that one window, but also looked similar to the ones I had picked in the kitchen. So I like picked one that I do not like. I might change it when I have played in the lot for a while, just because like every time I look at it, I cringe a little bit. I don't like the way it looks. I think it just looks bad. So if you also don't like that, rest assured, I know it's bad. I'm really embarrassed that I even kept it now, like looking back, because I'm like, that's so bad. You should have picked something else. But I think I was a little bit done because, like I said, I cut out so much of me agonizing about these curtains. Here's where Lil Simsy's Comfy Gamer Kit comes in. I start looking through that clutter for anything mint. I decide to use the pegboard on the living room wall because I think it's kind of fun and cute, and a good way to display like a lot of extra decor. There's a minty water bottle swatch, so of course that went on the desk. There's kind of the minty rug swatch too, so I use that in the kitchen. We put up these shelves and like put various mint decor on it here. There's like a bookend that is in this pack that like it comes with the book's minty. It's got little grilled cheeses on the end. I think it's so fun. I think it's so mint, not so berry, especially for like the kind of quirky like air vibe that we are going with. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with those books. I'm obsessed with that whole pack. I think it's so good. Every time EA works with Sims creators, it just like knocks it out of the park. Like I love the Cozy Kitsch kit. Absolutely amazing. I love Pastel Pop. Also absolutely amazing. Like Sweet Slumber Party stuff. Probably my favorite cast kit ever in the world. So I really love it. when The Sims works with creators, and I will just go on and on about like every Sims creator pack. And so Lil Simsy's creator pack is like my current obsession. I'm putting that stuff in every one of my builds. In every house, even the ones I placed from the gallery, I find ways to incorporate it. Just popping that stuff in anywhere it belongs. So yeah, I'm placing art now on some of the empty walls. I went with that horse ranch art on the one wall. I'm not sure it fits because of the horse ranch vibes, but you know, once again, it's kind of hard to find minty art, and I spent so long on it. Anyway, we've moved on to landscaping the backyard. Once again, this was a real problem for me, and I think the problem comes from the fact that I like put my sim in the world and like bought this lot in the spring, and because I always start my gameplay in the spring, so like all the plants dead. You have no idea what this looks like from the plants right now. I even like, you can probably kind of tell at the beginning of this video, it was pouring when I got my sim to this lot, so I did cheat away the bad weather, and then the lighting was just like terrible. I don't know why I didn't immediately think, well, let me just like speed up some time and like let the lighting get better. So there is like a small chunk of this build at the very beginning that I was just doing in terrible lighting. Anyway, just, yeah, mistakes were made on my part, and that's because I don't build very often. So I didn't even realize they were mistakes until I was making them, and you know, it's fine. It is what it is. And I do, when we pop in the game to tour this build, I will have played a little bit with this sim, so the like greenery has started to grow back because the season has progressed a little bit. And I do really love the bushes that I put around the house because they have kind of like a minty flower to them almost. They're really cute. But the larger, like taller flower bushes that I placed, they were a bad choice. They're like kind of orangey pink. Definitely not the vibe, and it just looks kind of strange. So I might end up redoing this landscaping at some point too. But like, you know, this is just for my own personal like gameplay. And also like, I don't even know that I'm gonna upload it to the gallery because it has like so much CC in it. So like, I'm not sure it would even be useful to anyone to upload it to the gallery. So I'm okay with it looking a little bit strange. And we'll just redo it at some point and make it look better. You know, I will get better at building, I will get better at landscaping. I won't build things when all the plants are dead. And you know, that will really be the game changer. So we are kind of finishing up the build at this point, and I did just want to address, I don't put a ton of landscaping at this house. I mainly like landscape around it. And that's because we are going to expand at some point. I'll landscape more as we expand, and there are things to landscape around. Right now the lot's just kind of bare. So I think we should jump in the game now and take a look at the lot as it stands now. Fair warning, I have played with this sim a little bit, and I have recorded it. That episode is coming. But let's just look at what the build looks like. Okay, so I built this lot in Willow Creek. I built it on the Potter's Splay lot. Like I said, it's a little big for this house, but you know, we're gonna expand, so I'm not too worried about it. I also don't know why the tree cuts off in the lot picture. Ignore that. It's The Sims, you know. It is what it is. Okay, it is once again raining, so let's just cheat that away, and I will speed up a little bit, maybe. Will it ever stop raining? Oh, and I'm getting the welcome wagon. Terrible timing. Alright, so this is what our build looks like. I will show you the outside view. So this is the outside. Ignore Bob Pancakes and Co. You know, they're just here for a good old visit. Um, so like I said, I don't really love the like kind of yellow flowers and the corally pink flowers. I might replace them for ones that fit the kind of minty flowers better, but I do really love that the bushes are minty. And I think the house is really like cute, even though it's very small. It's kind of just like cute and fun. I ended up making it a tiny home to get some like extra benefits. But it's like right on the cusp of no longer being able to be a tiny home. So if we go inside, here's the living room. Oh, there's some plants clipping, please ignore. But we've got this kind of like cute shelving setup, the cute little cozy kitsch couch, cute coffee table with books on it. We come into the kitchen and we've got the kind of minty cabinets. I just went with white appliances because I thought maybe mint would be a little too much. We've got the dining room with these cute like little minty flowers, the minty rug from the Comfy Gamer kit. I didn't put this in the build, but part of the Not So Berry like challenge for the Mint Gin is to complete the Elements collection, so I've been working on that. Realized I totally forgot to put it in this build, so I put it right by the front door. Not a great place for it, but if it's there and my sim can get around it. We come into the bedroom where my sim is sleeping. We've got this cozy kitsch artwork on the wall. Not exactly minty, but like the dark green matched the dark green of the bed, so I thought it was fun. A lot of this room is high school years with the curtains and the bed. Once again, we've incorporated the Comfy Gamer kit with this alarm clock, cute little minty spaceship, which I think is kind of fitting for a scientist. We've got the desk set up that I swapped the dresser out for. We've got this kind of like cute picture CC up here. And my sim found the Gonk trophy, so I have displayed it proudly on my desk. We come into the bathroom. It's pretty like undecorated, truthfully. We've got like a towel and a bathrobe, but mainly just the shower, the toilet, and the sink in here. Nothing really on the cabinets. And that is the full build. So I hope you have enjoyed this speed build of a home for our Mint founder of the Not So Berry Challenge. Next episode, we will start playing with them. I've already recorded that episode. Lots of fun stuff happens, and I'm having so much fun playing with this sim, and I'm having so much fun building their house and working on them in CAS. I think it's just a really fun time to do these kind of color-themed challenges. So stay tuned for that episode. It will go up next Thursday. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Dag dag!